Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. We
I
have.
can't believe you've got Gab and Nadum still up at this time of night.
Listen, if you get to go and do all the nice gigs and you get to go to the Champions League final, you're going to have to put the work in.
No, you don't. You just come up with some. You just come up with some internet problem, and that solves it. You know what I mean? Use your brains.
Yeah.
Give them a break.
Give them a break.
Oh, I hear that, lads.
Gab,
What a good
time is it?
teammate.
What time is it where you are?
Sorry, just pretending to have an internet problem. I don't know, it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock?
Where would
It's
we
late,
be?
but it's okay.
Where would we be?
Well, I wouldn't be in the room, I know that.
In Istanbul. In it. I thought they'd be together tonight, but it looks like one's got a nicer hotel room than the other.
Yeah, yeah, Gab, you've got the short straw. But it looks it.
Yeah, I'm with Jules and Ogden, so they gave the nice suite to Native.
Do they have karaoke's in Istanbul? You'd have been at the karaoke bar, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, aye. No danger.
Right, Stevie, first question is for you. What do you think it would be like to coach Messi? Would it be a thrill or maybe a nightmare because of all the media and distractions? Maybe both, a thrill and a nightmare.
No, absolutely not. How lucky would you be to have a guy in your team that's that good? Absolutely fantastic. No danger. Yes, please. Give me 10 more.
There's a bit of an anomaly in that question. I don't think the wee fella needs coaching.
Exactly, aye.
Pass it to Messi, all right?
Give it to Messi.
Gab, next question for you. How many Inter players would get into the Man City team?
Ooh.
I've done this before, and I've done this with Jules. So I had 3 players getting into a combined team. I don't think Ederson's had the best season, and I think Onana's an outstanding goalkeeper. So I would put Onana in there. I would definitely have Bastoni in there, and if they were to play 4-4-2, the way God intended, I would have had Bastoni at left back, Onana in goal, and I would have a front two of Lautaro and Haaland, simply because I think that would be an unbelievable partnership. So if you allow me to do the 4-4-2, it's 3.
All right. Nadim, would any of them get into your Man City team?
Well, no, but I'm biased, aren't I? So no, just 11 City players. Don't worry about anything like that. Next question.
Fair enough. Craig, what was the biggest game of your career, and what did you think, or how did you feel the day before? I'll ask all you players this.
I don't know what the biggest was. I mean,
Biggest for you then? What felt the biggest for you?
I don't know.
All right, Stevie.
I mean, what would you say is
While he's
better?
thinking.
FA Cup finals or opening game of a World Cup? How do you judge what's more?
You can't. They're always big in their own right, and you don't feel any different for any of them. Because again, as I said, when you're playing in the Champions League final, you're playing an FA Cup final, and you're playing in a World Cup. As I said in the show, it's not the occasion that makes you nervous. It's that personal drive within yourself to do well that is the pressure. So. At the time, they're all bigger and more important than the last one. So it's tough to pick one.
Players don't worry about whether there's 50,000 there or 150,000 there.
But what's at stake? Do you worry about that?
I think what you worry, how do you worry?
Oh, you just want to win.
You're thinking about winning, but you're thinking about personal performance and how you're going to play and making sure you do your job.
Right.
And everybody has to be doing their job, so they're thinking the same thing. And you try and keep it as normal as you can.
And so the consequence of one team, everybody doing their job to a highest level, means that you end up with a trophy. You're not running around thinking, oh, we're going to win the Champions League or we're going to win the FA Cup. It's when the game starts, you're concentrating on, what's my job and how good can I be? And that's kind of what you're thinking about. You're not thinking about, oh, I wonder if the crowd's going to sing my name today, or what kind of songs are they going to sing? Or, I wonder how many people are going to turn up today. You don't think about those things. When the game starts, job's done. Get your head done. Get on with it.
Nadim?
Yeah, I think I agree with the guys. Obviously, I've not played in a World Cup or an FA Cup final nor a Champions League final. But there is a thing for a big game whereby like you want to play well individually, and you hope that if you play well individually, that will help the team to go through and win that game. Because like you try and say you treat every game the same, but there's certain games which just feel different. The ones which maybe keep you up the night before, when maybe you get up that little bit early the next day. But I think my biggest game was the playoff final, and that was so big because it's not for the medal that you play for; it's for a change of status. You win this game, your first game of the season might be away at Anfield. If you lose it, you're likely away at Preston. It changes the whole sort of like psychology of like what a football club is. So when you're out there, you have to step up. You have to win this game. Otherwise, like you might not get another chance again. So there's a lot of pressure riding on that one. And I managed to get someone sent off, but in the end we won. So yeah, such is life.
Nice.
It's interesting. Guardiola said in his interview, or one of his flash interviews after the game, the FA Cup final, he was asked about Gundogan. Not because of his 2 goals, but because of his contract situation, and asked about how the pressure and kind of tongue-in-cheek, but he said, look, these guys play this as if it's incredible. They play it as if it's like a friendly. It's how they handle the situation. Now, I'm sure he's a little glib in that statement. There are a little bit more butterflies in the stomach than just playing a friendly. But he was sort of musing at how his players cope with these big moments. I mean, this is another big one for them. I suppose knocking Real Madrid out, not because Real Madrid have had the best season, but because they've got a track record of just turning up and getting the job done. And the way that those City players handled that pressure and how they've played recently, and he touched on that and said that one of the things that impresses him the most was not so much how they play, but how they are prepared to handle the occasion and take those chances where, Rodri's coming back and getting the ball on the edge of the box and they're threading it through the eye of a needle in their own penalty area. These are things that you're not going to do if you're nervous.
And when you play for a team like City, if you play for a team like City over a period of time, these games become the classic, you just prepare like every other game. Because every game you play for the opposition's a cup final. Every game you play, the circus is in town. So there's an element of pressure on you every single time you step on the field. So, again, regardless of the occasion, that's what makes it become just another game.
And it's just another lovely fit today for Craig Burley. It leads to my next question, which says, Craig, who's a better TV character, Sonny Crockett or Ricardo Rico Tubbs?
What?
Who are the two?
Oh, is that...
They go with the old Miami Vice look that you've had as well, aren't they?
Oh, right, yeah.
Hey, show me your shoes. I love your shoes. The belters, come on.
Hold on, what's wrong with... I've got more of those. There's more of this here in the car.
See, Stevie, this is what we're talking about with the blower.
Look at these loafers.
And the socks.
Yeah, I couldn't wear them. You imagine me in them?
Oh, you couldn't wear them, but you're modelling for the over 70s catalogue. I can't change that.
Hey, horses for courses.
What's wrong with them? I can see
Oh,
you.
the belters.
But I can see you in
Nothing
these.
wrong with them. No, you
I
couldn't.
can see you in these.
We were saying yesterday we should give Stevie a little glow up, a little makeover.
Listen, there's not enough glow.
Tell you what, if I bought a pair of them, and walked in here, you'd be all over me like a rash.
What? No, we wouldn't. We'd say...
No, not
we
we,
wouldn't.
you. Never mind we, you.
Would you wear this though, Stevie?
I couldn't get away with a t-shirt with a round collar
Why?
because I just look stupid, and I couldn't get away
What-
with.
what-
I couldn't get away
what
with
do you
a
call
white
that?
loafer. I couldn't get away with white loafer.
Loafers, they're not loafers.
What are they?
They're just kicks straight to sneakers.
And what about those sandals you come in with once?
Never wore sandals in my life.
No, they were those slip-ons that your missus bought you. She got 2 for $10. Whatever, I don't know. And you got a bit of stick and they've never been seen again.
I don't remember.
But hang
Oh,
on.
yeah.
So you
These
said,
like lightweight things.
but would you wear this outfit? You said it's not a t-shirt. Would you wear this with the button-down shirt?
It's a bit light for me, isn't it? It's a bit light for
You
me.
can do... If you open his wardrobe, right, locker, it's very dark.
A lot of dark jackets.
A lot of dark jackets.
There's a lot of dark jackets. Sorry.
Nobody would give him stick if he came in with these...
Aye.
What do you call them?
Loafers.
They're not loafers.
Sneakers.
They're just
Sneakers.
sneakers.
People would say,
Smart sneakers.
people would say, look at Stevie, he's getting down with
I'll
it.
tell you what, one day I'll do it.
Plimsolls.
Plimsolls.
All right. For Gab, favourite thing about being in Istanbul so far, apart from seeing Nedum, obviously?
Well, I've only seen Nedum in 2 dimensions so far. Honestly, I'm going to get a little bit up my own backside here, but you can actually, you can walk up from where our place is, and you look out over the Bosporus, and you realize that there's a bridge there, and you could walk across the bridge, and you'd be in a different continent. You'd be in Asia. You're not actually allowed to walk across the bridge except when they run the Istambul Marathon. But the concept is the same. You could get in a cab and go be in another continent. And that blows me away. And this really is like this, I don't want to say it's the center of the universe, but you know, you've got European Union one way, you look the other way and it's Russia, Ukraine, you look the other way and it's Syria and Iran and Iraq, and then the Gulf, and you look the other way and it's Egypt and Africa. Just for most of the world, this place isn't very far from home. And I think that's what one of the many remarkable things that make this city, which is I think is now 2,700 years old, what makes it such an incredible place.
It's a bit like crossing the border back into Scotland, isn't it?
Well,
Like going into another
Yes.
planet.
It's just like Gretna.
It's like driving into another planet.
Same for us. I thought he was going to like tell us some of the cuisine and stuff that he'd had out there, but that was a nice little geography lesson.
Oh, he's only just got there.
I would imagine it's Turkish.
No, actually, because I had dinner with Jules and Augie, and obviously, if you eat with Jules, see, all he eats is sushi. So obviously, we had to go out for sushi, and it was one of those places where I was kind of funny that I don't know if you guys have had this. It was very kind of 2008, where they bring you the sushi out, and they have the dry ice underneath, and the guy pours the water, and all the smoke comes out. And the waiter actually got cross, and he's like, film it, get your phone, Instagram. And so obviously they had to go and do that. But the sushi was good, I didn't mind. And so was the company.
I'm sure
Gab,
Augie was
Gab,
all over that.
Gab, did you actually say, with Stevie Nicol sat in the studio, I don't know if you guys have actually done this?
Seriously. Hey, did you have Turkish delight for dessert?
No, but Stevie, honestly, next time you decide to have your mince, try it. Go get some dry ice, right? Put it underneath the platter, pour in some water, and have all the smoke come out, and it's really, really cool. Like, honestly, your grandkids will love it, and you'll like it too. And then you can Instagram it and put it on your page.
Because we've been trying to get you to
Won't
become
lie.
an influencer.
I won't lie, that's not happening.
He's not wearing sneakers and he's not doing that.
No.
So this
I'll add that to the list of
influencer ambition isn't going to work, Stevie. All right, Stevie, you missed out on many years of European football because of a UEFA ban on English clubs. Was it weird to dominate England and not test your skills against the European elite?
Yeah, it was rotten. We had all these tournaments as well in its place. The screen something.
Screen sport.
Screen Sport, yeah. We had all these other tournaments. So you're turning up at Norwich. At the time, Norwich were in the top 4 of the year, couple of years. And you're turning up at Norwich at Christmas, and it's freezing, and there's nobody there, as opposed to playing in Europe. I mean, it was just rotten. And then you're sitting in the house watching AC Milan playing against whatever. I mean, no, it was rotten.
It was tough.
It was rotten.
Last question, I'll start with you, Nedum. If City win the Champions League, does this put Guardiola as the GOAT of... Oh, sorry, no. If Man City wins tomorrow, will Haaland win the Ballon d'Or?
I think if it was a year when Messi didn't win the World Cup, then I'd say yes. But I'm still thinking Messi will probably win it. But what a year that would be for Erling Haaland, probably coming in second.
Gab?
No, I 100% agree. I think Messi's going to win the Ballon d'Or, and it is a big popularity contest. It's interesting with Haaland, and admittedly, Ballon d'Or is ultimately a popularity contest, but I'm not sure Haaland is City's MVP. You know, that's one of the things about this team is, I think if you ask 4 different people, they'll tell you 4 different City players were City's most important player of the season. So for me, even if Messi had won the World Cup, I'm not sure Haaland winning the Ballon d'Or would necessarily sit right or reflect the kind of season City had, even though, of course, 52 goals in 52 games is pretty darn impressive.
MLS is going to have a Ballon d'Or winner. The team that's
Well, I've
bottom
had a
of
few
the
before.
conference.
He'll be the 5th one, I think.
Oh, Stevie's got a new role as well as Stato.
Yeah, I just keep pulling all these statistics out from nowhere.
But 5.
You've just dropped it in my lap again today. That's 2 days in a row.
I think it's 3 times I've been on with you, though, that the stats have just...
Oh, I think you're setting me up.
I'm not. You knew it. You knew it.
Who is it then?
Ruud Gullit, Messi, obviously.
Well, he hasn't won. Oh, yeah, he's already won.
Stoichkov, 3. Lothar Matthäus, 4. 1 more. Gab, come on, you're a Stato. 1 more.
Does NASL count too in this?
But were they current winners?
No,
There you go.
no, none of them were current.
There you go, Stato.
Yeah, there's
Needs to go back to the drawing board.
one missing.
Answers on a postcard at home, please. Let us know. We can't think of it right now, but we've got to end the show there. We'll let the guys get some rest in Istanbul. And don't forget, tomorrow, right after the conclusion to the Champions League final, ESPN
Wear your
FC,
sneakers.
We'll be live. Wear your sneakers.
Get your loafers on.
Get your tennis shoes on.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.